This is Gilles Mancien. I wanted to wish you a wonderful Easter Sunday. I hope you enjoyed this time of rebirth and renaissance, resurrection. For it is a time to be dead from the past and be able to be renewed, reborn for a new future, a greater, brighter future. For every day is an opportunity to die and to be reborn every morning to a new state. So the problem is that we often carry out the energies that we had yesterday into this morning, but every day as we rest and we connect to the soul, as we sleep, we are in many sense we'll come to realize that we have a double life. When we are sleeping, we have a life that is on the higher planes, but then we are not. I can assure you that when we sleep, we reconnect to this eternal nature. I've proven that to myself many times, and so it is about bridging those two understandings, so life can become a fully expanded dream of bliss and joy and happiness. So I'm going to pull out a few cards to see what rebellious cards today. Because I want to. Let us ask Spirit, higher self, source God, what our guides, what they wish to communicate with us. The highest wisdom for us is limitation. It is about understanding, accepting the limitation for everything that exists in matter is limited by the space and time and form. And so everything is about limitation, but the limitation is part of the physical world. But that's all. The idea is to understand that we can accept the limitation of the physical world, knowing that within ourselves there is the potential of being unlimited from within, to find the freedom within, and from there the limitation will fall away. What we need to understand is the paradigm shift. It's a total reversal of principle of living from exclusion into inclusion, from fear into love, from darkness into light, and so there is a whole program that is part of the whole planet that is happening, and so we want to use as much as possible those to stay in joy and to open ourselves to receive as much as possible from above, from below, from the heart. What we need to do is empowerment. We need to find our self-empowerment, to retrieve all those powers that are locked in within our DNA, those things that we have achieved and accumulated through our many past lives, as well as discovering new power, new gift for spiritual power, a gift from the universe. For life is a gift from the universe. If we were not beloved eternally and infinitely by Source, by God, then we would not exist. And then God would not be God as He is now. So we are an integral part. We are infinitely precious, infinitely unique in all sense, and yet we are part of a greater whole. So it is about understanding, accepting many paradoxes. There is this and that, not just this or that. For many in philosophy and science, the program has always been, well, it's either this or that, but it cannot be this or that. Yet in a quantum field, it has to be this or that, and yet something else on top of it. So there will be great awakening, great discoveries that will be made in terms of science, in terms of spirituality. For science will be revealing soon the eternal soul. There is no way around it. Eventually we're going to come to the realization that there is this grand portal that we are all connected to the universal soul that is involved in a program of evolution. And when science realizes that, they will be able to discover new technology, free energy, means by which to travel in the universe. All kinds of things will reveal itself. I will soon be getting involved in the initiation process for space and interdimensional travel. I will, for now, I'm doing it in Normandy, but as I travel, I'm going to try to set up some programs that will be able to initiate people to show how the protocols necessary to project ourselves in group, to teletransport ourselves into other dimensions for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we bring back information, and then it's a process that we're learning to become interdimensional being, to learn new spiritual techniques that will help us to discover, open our third eye, our sensitive centers. And so this is really coming, for there is a great deal of rebirth. We have to take our time to enjoy it, to not rush anything. The general message for us today is intuition. we got to follow the intuition. The intuition has to be balanced with reason, of course, but it is the key to higher understanding. If there was not intuition, then we would be stuck wherever we are. So intuition kind of pushes kind of give us insight on things, and it will develop into far more. Since it is Easter, I decided to use this little deck to an additional oracle from the angels for the situation. To the is solution. For it is the solution. We are the solution. The rebirth is the solution. What is on the invisible world is complementarity. So there will be life will be able to match those who we are and what we do in many ways. So life will provide this complementarity. It is still in the invisible world, but it will come into the forefront of consciousness. What is in the visible plane is acceptation. For it is wonderful to be able to accept life as it is with all its limitation, and no matter how certain program may appear to be destructive or chaotic, or they are part of the process of life. So there has to be, and really life is the power of love is a soft power. We cannot it could just terminate all programs, but then it has to, every being and everything has to evolve through the law of evolution. So that is the law of one. No being is excluded from that process of evolution. So by accepting things as it is, we become well connected to that which, whatever it is, situation where we are, and to accept ourselves, to love ourselves no matter what. And then from there is a great deal of improvement that will always come from accepting who we are, where we are, knowing what we want also, to release what is preventing us from achieving what we want, or what our soul is calling us towards. What we are learning right now is humility. Humility is a very refined form of arrogance. It is the highest form of arrogance. It is the most arrogant, because it places itself below everything. It is humble, and when you place yourself below something, you possess it. For arrogance, will always want to be superior to everybody else, but because of that, the life will always brought down the arrogant person, but it will lift up the humble person. So it is about being self-empowered, yet to be humble enough, then you can learn and be sensitive to whatever life is teaching you. And the outcome to that is temperance. So temperance is a wonderful gift. It is the most wonderful gift. For temperance is the ability to decrease our weaknesses and augment our strength, so that the light part within ourselves may become the dominant part within ourselves. So that will be the outcome of that little process that we are going through. We will feel a lot more temperated with time. I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to send greetings on this beautiful Sunday. Call on the Christ, call on Him. He's a beautiful being, a magnificent light. He's a great friend and brother. I was blessed with meeting him a number of times, and it's always a great pleasure. He's got a transformative presence. He's always in love and assistance to all beings, and he is available. We just got to call on him. Of course, you can call on the angels, the archangel, or any ascended masters. But the Christ is very, very potent and powerful presence that we need to familiarize ourselves with, and as well as we need to understand that if sometimes our mind does not work for us, the mind of the Christ can help us to realign ourselves to something that is truly wanted. On the galactic plane, everybody, all civilization, everybody recognize him as the Lord of Heaven. It is Sananda, is the great admiral of all fleets in the galactic command. And so it is also just a humble servant of God like you and me. And so you just what is something very important, we communing with spirit, such as the Christ, for instance, is that you do not want to place yourself in a place of supplication where He is God and you are nothing, and you're asking something from that God that then there would never be an answer from that. For the only way to communicate with spirit is on equal basis. You are one and He is one. Any master, well, I hope this message was interesting for you, that you will, for we are all one, we are all equal, there is no superior, no inferior, and as we know that, we are humble in those relationships as well, because we know that those that come from higher planes have a greater level of integration and understanding and love and light, and so we have to feel gratitude for when we are blessed with their service in relation to our evolution. This painting behind me is called the woman, La Femme en Jaune, the woman in yellow. It was part of a series of of nudes and portraits I did in 2006. This one is probably the most successful in the whole series. I didn't want to sell it because I really like it, but I will eventually do another one that's called The Woman in Blue and The Woman in Red, as I encounter new inspiration, muse or woman that inspire me to go back to more figurative work. I will definitely explore those kind of more figurative kind of subject matters in paintings. Well, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.